What is going on YouTube? Hitterback making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at the interesting movements that are forming right now within these cryptocurrencies. As I said in yesterday's video and in my community post, we were discussing the fact that we breached through resistances that were pretty much key and vital for the success of cryptocurrencies to retest their all-time highs. Bitcoin heading back up to 40,000 was only deemed possible if we were to break these resistances. The same thing applied with Ethereum, XRP, and Litecoin. So in today's video, we are going to talk about whether or not we are going to continue to head up, pretty much the target prices that we are going to be looking for, and then where exactly these coins are going to be moving to. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, as you can see, I'm just pulling up the current coin market cap. You can see top 10 cryptocurrencies surprisingly are still doing fairly well. You can see with a quick refresh that most of these cryptocurrencies are still up. Bitcoin's up 4% on the day, Ethereum's up 5%, Polkadot up 12%, Ripple up 3%, and so on and so forth. So I just want to dive right into the technical analysis, pretty much getting a general understanding of what exactly is going on, and then where these cryptocurrencies are going to be moving to. As you can see within XRP, this is pretty much the coin that's giving me the most interest. I think it's the most interesting crypto in regards to the technical analysis that's forming. It's definitely what I would consider a little bit harder to figure out and picture where exactly target movements are going to be headed to. But I would say this for sure. As you can see currently on the daily, we are hitting resistance currently at 39 cents. We discussed yesterday that if we manage to close above here, we would indeed be able to start to see a bullish run to the upside and start to pretty much gauge ourselves for movements swinging us back to the upside. Unfortunately, as you can see, yesterday really didn't close as high up as we wanted to. We pretty much closed right dead center on that daily moving average, which isn't enough for the coin to actually head up higher. So we really have to see now if today's candle is able to do what yesterday's couldn't. If today's candle manages to close above 39 cents and close closer to where we saw yesterday's wick head up to, which I would say is 41 cents to be exact, if we manage to retest that level and close the daily candle there, we should be able to get enough volume to swing ourselves back up to retest, I would say 49 or 50 cents. If today's candle doesn't manage to close above there, then I do think we're going to see pretty much just some movements inside of the inside the daily moving averages trading sideways. You can see on the 4-hour pretty much just what exactly is happening. You can see after the massive run to the upside, we hit resistance and immediately corrected to the downside, forming a huge bearish cross on the 4-hour channel. But you can see pretty much what exactly is happening right now within these candles. You can see on the 4-hour charts, we're pretty much flatlined out. The 4-hour moving average, or the 4-hour relative strength indicator, is flatlined at 50 on the RSI. And you can see the price has merely not moved above, I would say, 39 cents. You can see clearly the resistance that we are battling right now. There's a clear resistance holding ourselves on this resistance at 39 cents. And if we don't manage to break through there, then there's a good chance we could tumble lower. But as I say with every cryptocurrency, especially with XRP, we are definitely going to see some big pop in volume very soon. With the sideways trading within XRP, this is a very good chance to what could be leading to a big pop in volume. Sideways momentum, sideways moving, consolidation is always geared in what I've seen, and the technical analysis that I've managed to figure out is the sideways movement is always leading towards some sort of bigger volume coming into the market. Usually we don't see this much, certainty of sideways trading within cryptocurrencies, and it usually ends up popping in some sort of direction. So I'm really going to be spending quite a bit of time analyzing XRP moving forward. The second we see confirmation of a break above 39 cents, we should be able to see some volume push us up to some higher levels. So I'm spending quite a bit of time analyzing this and focusing on XRP, as I do think it's in a very interesting movement. You can also see where it broke through resistance on the weekly chart. You can see where where it kind of consolidated back down to, and we've pretty much just been trading inside of these moving averages right now on the weekly. So I don't think we're in a bad place, but I do think if we don't break through this resistance right now, we won't be able to retest 50 cents and the top of the resistance. If we do see that confirmation and we do finally see that 4-hour breach that we've been looking for above this resistance right here, 41 cents, then we should be able to buy long on here, going on to XRP on Bityard, and then literally going, you could go to the daily or whatever, and then you can just leverage trade this or buy in long, putting in with the amount you want, the leverage trade by 20 times, and then just clicking buy now. And I've also spoken to the people at Bityard because I had a few tweaks that I'd like to be made to the website, and you will very soon be able to move your stop losses above your position price, your opening price, which will allow you to ultimately lock in profits guaranteed, which is definitely great news for my sort of trading style as well as you guys. So moving on to the other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, as well as Bitcoin and Litecoin. You can see right now all these pop-ups, very annoying. I might have to actually buy the TradingView Pro. You can see on Litecoin right now, as well as Bitcoin, we are starting to see some uncertainty. So yesterday's video, or 2 days ago, we discussed within these cryptocurrencies that there was a resistance that needed to be broken. Now, just because we broke through this resistance doesn't mean we're going to see a straight pop to the upside. It doesn't happen like that. It's not like we're seeing these massive pump and dumps forming like we've seen in the past. Really, what we're looking for is a long-term growth to the upside. Even if long-term means a month, 3 weeks, it still is a representation of a bullish correction. The past couple of weeks, we have had a very slow, long, drawn-out ascending triangle forming on Ethereum and some of the other cryptocurrencies that day after day after day saw the consolidation. The higher lows were being, made. The resistance line, the, price ceiling was clear, and prices were getting rejected off that. Finally, 2 days ago, we managed to get up enough volume to break us above this resistance and set us back into all-time highs. So we have never seen Ethereum at a price level at 1658 in its lifetime, except for yesterday. So it's great that we are finally seeing this. Ultimately, this is a pure sign of a bullish direction. So even if we do see some small corrections to the downside, even if we see a small pullback to 1550, ultimately, moving forward, this is gearing us up for a very long, beautiful bull market to the upside. We can grab the price range if we wanted to. Right here, the date range. And you can see this took approximately 40 days to consolidate, a little over a month of consolidation. So I wouldn't be surprised if within this next month, we see some slow long-term growth. Something along the lines of this, where we slowly are creating higher highs, moving ourselves up to $2,000 and then some. So ultimately, I'm very bullish on these cryptocurrencies. I'm very bullish on the alt season that's coming. And I do think pretty much my investments that are purchased anytime now will ultimately prove to be up 10, 15, 30% within the next couple of weeks. So that's why I bought into the market. That's why holding on long term right now seems to be the best opportunity instead of investing in for a short-term spike. There's a lot more risk in that. As a conservative trader, I don't think it's that necessary. Now, moving on to Bitcoin, this is another very interesting coin. You can see there was a beautiful descending triangle forming right now, or symmetrical triangle, where we had lower highs being created and higher lows being formed, ultimately leading towards the apex, which broke bullish, breaking ourselves higher than the prior low and the prior high. And ultimately, this is a very good sign of bullish direction to the upside, retesting at some point in 2021, $40,000. So I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I'm very, very, very excited to see these coins moving back up. Yes, right now I'm starting to get a little worried of a small short-term reversal. That's what seems to be forming right now in a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Ethereum hitting the top right now. It seems to be finding its new resistances and its new problem zones and price ceilings. Ultimately, this might be one for right now. We may see a small correction, pulling ourselves back down, lowering ourselves to maybe 50 on the daily relative strength indicator, and then we will pump even higher. So ultimately, things look really great. I've invested into these coins, and I'm just going to hold on, for, I'd say, at least a month and a half. And while I do so, if a trade opens up and an opportunity opens up short term where I can get in and get out real quick and make a quick 15%, 20%, I'm going to take advantage of that and I'll share it with you guys. But right now we are seeing a very small, what could be to some people, a small concerning correction to the downside. Yeah, you could honestly risk this if today's candle closes where we are right now. We don't see any movements in either direction. This is a reversal signal. So if we close today's candle right where we opened and this candle doesn't change by the end of the day, there's a good chance a small short-term short opportunity would open itself to see a correction back down. Honestly, if we want to continue to use this coin and slowly move up to 40,000, if we use the slower uptrend, which is right here, you can see, I'll highlight this in a different color so we can get a better look, this green uptrend right now. If we manage to use this to pump ourselves back up to $40,000, I think that's great enough. You know, if we can just see a small retestment, let's say today and tomorrow we see a small correction back down to $30,000 and we use this to slowly pump ourselves higher, we'll be creating these higher lows and ultimately we'll retest and breach $40,000 by the end of the month. So I'm very happy and excited for the way Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is playing out. So honestly, I would say anticipate for Bitcoin and some of the altcoins except for XRP, a small short-term correction to the downside, retesting 33,000, and then seeing pumps back up to the upside, and at some point retesting $40,000 its all-time high. But right now we are definitely seeing bullish movements, and the bull market is back for these cryptos, and that's what you guys have to focus on. Litecoin too, even though Litecoin decided to see a small correction to the downside, we broke through a beautiful descending fractal, retest bottom support, retested that price floor, we broke through our prior high, and ultimately are now engaging ourselves to retest 2020, or was this 2020? No, 2021's all-time high of a price of 186. So I don't think that we are going to be heading back down. I don't think we're going to see $100 in Litecoin for a very long time. And I do believe short-term, in the next month or two, we should be able to retest 186 and look, and you know, in the next couple of months, ultimately retest levels that, you know, probably many people didn't think so. And honestly, if you want a more slow growth, less volatile transaction or way to profit, I would definitely recommend just holding on long term. That's just my opinion. I'm no financial advisor. Obviously, don't put any money into the market that you are afraid of losing. This is, consider it a loss in the second you invest. That's what I do. If I have $1,000 and I put it in right now, in the next month, maybe back into the end of February, honestly, doesn't even look that bad. End of February is all the way here, which is quite a bit of time for the way this chart is trading out. So I do believe within the next, I would say 2 or 3 weeks, we could easily see retesting of $200 on Litecoin. Easily see Bitcoin back at, I would say, closer to $40,000. I can see it. I think all these cryptos in the next month are going to be heading up much higher. That's just my opinion. S&P 500 looks good. Finally managed to breach inside of its ascending fractal, so things look great on that point. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's episode. I apologize if I didn't get really in depth into the short-term movements, you know, what you could be investing into today to sell tomorrow. But I do think that a lot of people did need a more long-term, realistic approach for this 2021 price prediction, moving us into the end of February. But otherwise, I think we look great. I think it's foolish to not invest right now. But once again, this is just my opinion. It's what I think the market's trading, and it's my positions in the market. I'm not telling you, nor am I, the one in charge of your money. So definitely do your research. Don't just use my channel. Use tons of channels. Speak out to a financial advisor about what you should do with cryptocurrency or within investments. But otherwise, that's just my opinion. Definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Leave a giant thumbs up if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.